Mira, your recent project 1am. Tell me something about that because the song is on Spotify already. Tell me about that song.
So 1am was definitely a very deep song, something that hits hard.
Who is your favorite Bollywood actor?
Good question.
Have you seen Bollywood movies?
Yeah, lots of.
That's great.
I think Ranbir Kapoor. Any actor that's name finishes with Kapoor.
That I'm also Kapoor then.
Yeah. All the amazing actors are Kapoors, right?
Karishma Kapoor, Kareena Kapoor. You know everything?
Yeah. Also Alia Bhatt. She's Ranbir Kapoor's wife now, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I love those two actors.
So the Kapoors are famous abroad also. Do you like Indian singers also?
Yeah, love
Who's your
them.
favorite Indian singer?
Diljit Dosanjh.
Diljit Dosanjh. You know he's a global artist. Have you ever met him? He was
Not
there in
person.
India.
He was, but I haven't met him in person. But I love his music. I love how upbeat it is. I love the vibe of it. Had seen, I don't remember what it was called, but some Indian movie, and I loved it. And it had a lot of classical vocals and tabla. And then I told my parents I want to learn tabla. And then my mom took me to a Zakir Hussain concert, and I got to meet him in person, which was an amazing opportunity. And yeah, so I have done a little bit of tabla.
What should be the goal of an individual or of a youngster or anyone? The message you want to give it to them?
Go for it. Do it. There are so many people that would be dying to be in your position. So go for it. Do it scared, do it tired, do it hurt. Do it happy, do it sad, do it broken. Just do it. Go for it.
Hey guys, welcome back to our show Coffee Unfiltered. It has been an incredible journey for all of us. Got so much of love from you all. 19 episodes, and it was all unforgettable and insightful discussions throughout this year with my special guest. But today we have a very special guest. I must say we are blessed. My manifestation board is on the top list right now because the 2025 is the kickstart with an international guest and who is like a famous singer over there and is just 11 years old. And I can't believe that in just 20 episodes of Coffee Unfiltered, I have an international guest on my show. So let's welcome Mira Babal on my show. Thank you, Mira. And I must say you are a born talented girl.
Thank you for having me, and Happy New Year's to everybody.
Yes, this is 2025 first episode with us. And I'm grateful that she's here with us in India today. And she has made a remarkable name in her country, US, right?
Yeah.
So tell me one thing, how did you started to sing the song and how you were just 7 years old when you had this mindset that I have to be a singer, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did this come to your mind?
Well, it started when I started doing music in general, which I started with piano at the age of 3 years old.
Okay.
And then over time, I kept doing music, and all of my time would be spent on music. And eventually, I wanted to start singing and improving my voice. And then it just came to me. I knew that singing was something I had to do, something I wanted to do, something I loved.
So your first song was Mad for No Reason. When I listened to that song, it was really harsh. I could never imagine a 7-year-old girl writing that song.
Yeah. When I was writing that, I definitely had the mindset of making it relatable to everybody and to make sure it was something that people could understand.
What does it mean? Can you explain about that song,
Yeah.
Mad for No Reason?
Right. So Mad for No Reason is about the small, it's about how people can sometimes get mad for no reason, as said. And it's how we get mad over very, very tiny things. And I've seen this in my day-to-day life when somebody steals somebody else's parking or something along those lines. And I'm just here thinking, why are you getting so mad? It's something small, and we have the option to get mad or to get angry or to lose our temper. And we also have the option to not, but yet we choose to get mad. We choose to get angry. So That's
So
what I wrote the song
it's
about.
all about the patience, right?
Yeah.
The patience in the human society, like in human, I think the patience is very less. The
Yeah.
anger is more, right?
Yeah.
So did you see all this in your surroundings, in your schools, around your home, with your family, your cousins, your sister?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere I went. I can go to the grocery market. I can see it at school. Everywhere.
So how did this impacted like in the life of the people?
Well, sometimes friends, parents, anybody will take their problems out on you, and that can really impact somebody because you never want to be you never want to take the blow of something that you didn't do, right? And so it's not okay to get like unnecessarily mad or angry at somebody if they didn't do anything. And so it impacts us in a negative way to get mad for no reason.
So I remember this was during the COVID when you released the song and it went viral, right?
I released it after COVID.
After COVID.
Yeah.
So you wrote it when it was the COVID time.
I wrote it like around COVID time, yeah.
And when you got viral out, what was your first experience and how you reacted, how your family reacted? Because like getting viral in US is a big, huge thing.
Yeah. So originally I thought it would just be for me, just music released for me, right? But then it became a little bit more popular of a song, and I was definitely very surprised. My sister was also like very surprised. We were happy, celebrating. My mom, like she without a doubt knew it was gonna happen, and it was a very happy experience. You know, when I released that song, I loved how everybody was so supportive and gave positive feedback. I loved that.
And is it like normal to get so much of attention when you are just at the age of 10? So did you enjoy that feeling, you know, you're going somewhere and getting that attention? Arey, yeah, she's the Mira Babal over there, the latest viral, the girl on the media, social media.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. And then sometimes, yeah, it's mostly enjoyable. Sometimes it's like
Harming your personal space?
Yeah, sometimes it's like, but then for the most part, it's really nice to know I have a full crowd of people who support me and love my music.
And at 7, you wrote a song. But what inspired you to write those songs?
Before I had written this song, this was the first song I had completed, but I had written other songs before that, most of which I hadn't completed, but I had started writing them. And then I told myself I want to write a song and release it. And then I told my mom I want to release a song, and she was like, okay, then like go ahead. And so I started writing this song, and I wanted to finish it. So I went into like a day, just an hour, and I went with my guitar, and I took an hour to just like jot down my thoughts, and then this is what came out. Yeah.
You're in which school?
Minnetonka Middle School.
So Minnetonka Middle School, the principals, the teachers over there, they all are supporting you?
Everyone, yeah.
So you are the star of the school. Like, do you get special attention in the school?
Sometimes.
Like,
a lot of people in the hallways will like point me out. Are you the girl that has mad for no reason? Like a lot of people in the hallways see me, and I get positive feedback from teachers, like keep going, like you're doing a great job, that kind of stuff.
do you like Indian singers also?
Yeah, love
Who's your
them.
favorite Indian singer?
Diljit Dosanjh.
Oh, Diljit Dosanjh. He's a global artist. Have you ever met him? He was
Not
there in
person.
India.
He was, but I haven't met him in person. But I love his music. I love how upbeat it is. I love the vibe of it.
So would you like to perform or collaborate with him in future whenever he's celebrating in US maybe?
That would be a dream come true.
So will you be able to like, make some Punjabi or Hindi English songs with him?
Yeah.
That's great. But how do you balance, like, you have like such an inspired story. You want to be like a big star. How you manage your education and music and your shoots and everything?
Yeah, sometimes it can come to be a lot. But for me, what I do is I always put like what comes to heart first. So obviously I'm up with my education and I make sure that that is priority. But for me, when you love something as much as I love music, you're going to find a way to make time for it. And so I get my studies done and I get my music done simultaneously. You will always find a way to make time for it if you love something that much.
What have been your biggest challenge in the music journey as of now?
It can vary, but sometimes writer's block, not being able to find something to write with and making sure like it's relatable to other people, but also being a middle school student and starting this journey in 5th grade, lots of stuff with school that I also have to get done. So sometimes balancing everything out can be a little bit difficult.
So your second song was Infinity. What
Yes.
age you were in that time?
I was 10, but about to turn 11.
Oh, that's great. Can you just sing 2 lines for us?
Yeah.
Do we have a guitar over here? Oh, yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just real quick. The river will forever flow. It will keep going for infinity. Oh.
What does this mean? Tell us, our audience.
Infinity was inspired off of the flow in nature and how we need to implement that into our lives. So the first line, the river will forever flow, it's talking about how the deep message here is that the river is going to forever flow and it's going to take its own path. So sometimes we need to adjust to that. We can't always have things our way.
So you are just 11. I still can't believe that you have such a mindset where it's all about life, challenges, flows, infinity, madness. Like too much like strong-headed. Like, I can't even think of. You are just at the age, a tender age, what we call it. So you don't feel like doing the friendship songs or anything, something like a very polite, slow love songs?
I have actually. I have a few songs released, and then I also have songs that I'm working on. I have a few projects I'm working on right now, and I'm getting more into the friend life and that kind of song. But yeah, I kind of write about everything, you know.
You can write about everything. So
Yeah.
what is your next project?
Upcoming, I have a few things I'm working on, but I'm still deciding what to put out there for the next, because you gotta keep some variation. But I'm still deciding what to put out there next.
So the role of social media in your life has been a very great, and I think your career started with a social media platform. How you tell our audience that the importance of the role of social media in anybody's life, and even of course in your life?
Yeah, social media has helped and impacted me positively in a lot of ways, because if I want people to hear the message through Mad for No Reason, Infinity, and my other songs, it can't just be something that I'm hearing. It needs to be something that everybody is hearing. And social media spreads that. It spreads the message throughout a lot of different crowds. So that is definitely an important part.
So do you relate to the Indian music? As of now, you have not sung any song. You not sing any Indian songs. So do you relate to that songs?
Sometimes, for the most part, I just kind of listen to music and just have little dance parties, right? But
so you've heard Bollywood songs too?
Lots of.
Yeah.
Like when we're in cars on road trips, my parents will put that stuff on, and it's upbeat and fun, right? Yeah.
So do you know any can you sing for us Hindi or some mantra or any spiritual or any Bollywood song for us?
The Gayatri Mantra.
Oh, you know Gayatri Mantra? That's great. So please tell around.
Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tatsarvitur Vareniyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat.
That's great. That's great. So the roots of Indians, when the parents are Indian origin, so this is the first thing they make their kids learn. Am I right? Yes, that's true, right? So you don't feel like coming back to India and joining this Indian industry, music industry, Indian music industry? Do you feel so?
No, I think like India is amazing. I love like my home country. I love this place. Um, and I think I would definitely love to start working on some more Hindi kind of songs or something with more Indian infused beats.
So Indian classical music industry has a rich legacy. So are you learning anything?
Had seen, I don't remember what it was called, but some Indian movie, and I loved it. And it had a lot of classical vocals and tabla. And then I told my parents I want to learn tabla. And then my mom took me to a Zakir Hussain concert, and I got to meet him in person, which was an amazing opportunity. And yeah, so I have done a little bit of tabla.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So somewhere down the line, the music, Indian music, is there in your
Yes.
soul as well.
Yes.
In your journey so far, the advice, like, you are so young, and what advice would you like to give? Like, I must say you're not giving advice to youngsters, but the elderly also. The challenges we are facing in today's society is you are getting down right on your songs, in your songs.
Mhm. So I've been given a lot of advice from musicians and people that aren't musicians, but the one thing that stuck with me and I have followed throughout my music career is to stay true to yourself always. With my music, I'm authentic with what's going on in my life. I'm staying true to myself, true to the audience. I'm not making up some story. It's the truth. So if I had to give one piece of advice to anybody, musician or not, it would be stay true to yourself.
How did you shape your sounds in your music? Who influenced you the most that time?
It has changed. It has varied. It just depends on who I'm listening to at the time. So it can be anybody.
Who was that, the first person you thought of?
I think back then I was listening to a lot of Olivia Rodrigo.
Your first experience
Yes.
for
So
writing that song?
when I started writing, like first originally Mad for No Reason, I was listening to a bunch of Olivia Rodrigo, and I wanted to keep that kind of vibe going throughout my song.
That was great. Matlab, like, this went really well. So you have siblings also, right?
Yeah.
How many?
I have one sister.
What age is she?
She's 14 years old.
So she's elder to you?
Yeah.
So you have that competitions going on, like
Yeah.
the Indian kids do have. So do they have the same thing over there?
Yeah.
Is she jealous of you? Or she supports you? The
She
sibling?
supports me a lot.
Yeah.
And she's so amazing. I don't think she couldn't be jealous. She has so many great achievements of her own.
Yeah.
So she has no reason to be jealous because she's amazing herself.
Which is your biggest milestone?
My biggest milestone? That's a good question. Getting the confidence to put myself out there in front of like thousands of people. Because to a lot of people that can be like just sharing your music and in a way your life with like big crowds, that can be something scary, but I think getting the confidence to do that and actually going through with it and doing that is my biggest milestone.
How do you describe your music style?
Mm,
And how it has evolved over the time also? I'm sure you are
Right.
learning every day, right?
So starting off with pop rock, that was a very pop with elements of rock infused into it. So that's kind of where I started off, and I was listening to a lot of pop and rock at the time. And then I switched directly into pop and writing things like Infinity, things that are like very like upbeat kind of, or just have that kind of element to it. And then I started writing
The song, I
Like-
remember those nights.
yeah.
Tell me something about that song.
It was
You're texting that I'm sorry, your
Yeah.
challenges, your love story. What was it all about?
So it was complications with one of my friends, and it was about how like I remember those times. I remember those nights when like it was all different and we got through complications. I said I was sorry. They said they were sorry, but it didn't pan out the right way, or at least how we had hoped. And so then I started writing this song, something I could relate to, and I know so many others can
This was
too.
the actual story which happened with you.
Actual story.
And then you wrote it.
Real
So
story.
who were those friends? That's a tricky one, right?
This friend and I had met each other in kindergarten, actually.
Okay.
And we were friends since
And you still
kindergarten.
remember that, the kindergarten?
Yeah,
friend?
I remember kindergarten. I remember like everything. It all started in kindergarten. And then we really started being friends in 4th grade again, like starting talking again and becoming best friends. And we were like best
So you have to name.
friends
You have to name
in
them.
5th grade. No names.
Okay.
But in 5th grade, start of 2024,
Hmm.
for a few months, we were like such good friends. Everybody knew we were friends. Like we were in prime stages at the start of 2024, and it was just about how, like, I remember those nights was about how looking back to those prime stages and how things have changed.
This episode comes in everybody's lives.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm sure. Even if
I've had a lot of people come up to me and being like, yeah, that's so
That's same
relatable.
with everyone. It is totally relatable. And whatever the songs you sing, and I've heard that all songs are relatable to each and every individual. I must say that. Yes. So a lot of time, I'm sure the negativity, the criticisms also comes. So how you handle that?
When the criticism comes at the start, it used to bug me a little bit. But then I realized that, like, there are negative comments, but there are also positive comments. And these negative comments are just haters. And, like, I gotta block them out because they don't know a thing about it. And for all I know, they're just jealous, right? So I just block out what they're saying and focus on the positive.
So how you stay motivated? Like, who inspires you in that way? Who motivates you? Because at a young age, when somebody says, "Arey yaar," if you can understand my Hindi, because in India, if he says कि यार ये तो बहुत ही ज़्यादा सर पे चढ़ गई है, I must say, people are, she's like, she got over attentions. Itna to she doesn't deserve. Maybe sometimes these such kind of comments comes. Then who motivates you the most?
In all transparency, my mom, because she's always there to tell me how great I'm doing and to give true feedback. And she's so amazing with telling me, like, how great I'm doing and reminding me of all my accomplishments. So she's my biggest motivation.
Yeah, that's great. The parents are always motivational, and the moms especially. The moms are at another level. I must say, each and every mom who supports their children, they come so far and they do best in the life. What's next for Mira? What next music or the song you are coming up with?
For me, I kind of just write music whenever I feel like it. So I'm working on different things, right? But I'm in the progress of like 3 different songs right now. And yeah, so I think what's next is just to keep writing more thought-provoking music and to keep spreading a message.
You're writing so much good songs. So who are the people, like who are the music producers from your country who are supporting you and who have come up to you to do a collaboration?
Parker Groans is my producer, and he's amazing. And then James Lugo has also been my producer in the past. And I've gotten collaborations from a few different people, which I'm currently in process of. But yeah, we're getting into that stuff.
Mira, you have performed on 20th Annual iPop Award also. And then I'm sure many other award ceremonies or many other events you have performed. What was the experience of that?
I love performing, so it's always really fun. I've performed in iPop, so that was LA for awards night. Really, really fun experience. And then I've performed all over Minnesota, just in many different events, solo performances, and with my band. I've performed all over Minnesota. And then I'm going to be going to New York in February.
New York Fashion Week,
Yes.
right? So you're performing over there?
Yes,
Oh,
it's going to be
that's
really, really fun.
great. So like performing in front of like thousands of people, how you get the confidence?
One can be like scared before they go onto the stage, but then for me, I step onto that stage and I see a bunch of people, and I feel a connection with the crowd, just knowing that each and every person in that crowd can in some way relate to the songs that I'm performing. So it's nice to know that it's like an individual connection with each and every person.
That's great. Well, performing on such a big events like in 2025, I think that would be the first event you will be performing, right?
Yes.
So you're excited for it.
Yeah, really
Yes,
excited.
and though your family is.
Yeah.
Yes. Tell me something more about that show you are excited about.
To go on a runway, I think. I will also be doing that there, I think. So I'm excited for that, but mostly just excited to perform there and to feel that connection between the crowd and me.
So this is the first time you're going to New York?
I've been in New York many times, but first time going there to perform.
Oh, that's great. Any endorsements, any brands who have approached you already and you are coming up with those projects in the coming soon?
A few designer brands have approached me for New York,
Okay.
but I'm not sure which ones. My mom handles that kind of stuff. But yeah, a few designer brands have approached me to sponsor them for New York.
So everything is handled by your mom, right?
Yeah, everything.
That's great. Mira, what are the other things like, your extracurricular activities, your sportsmanship, what things you like to do more?
So aside from music, which always is my main thing, I play tennis a lot.
Okay.
I love tennis. I snowboard in the winters and I skateboard in the summers. And I also DJ.
DJ?
I DJ
Really?
across all of Minnesota, doing gigs across all of Minnesota, which is really, really fun. Because that's like really hype, really.
So you have played DJ in the events?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. I can't even imagine 11-year girl playing DJ.
Yeah.
You really? What was the experience and how the audience reacts?
It's always different, but for the most part, people will be dancing along and I'll be dancing with them. And it's just a really fun night, I'm playing music, we're all dancing. It's really, really fun night whenever I DJ.
Apart from this, enjoying DJ, your music, when we come back to the studies, was the parents always pays attention ki padhai achhe se ho jaye. You understand Hindi, right?
Yeah.
So the studies should never be harmed. So what are your future plans in studies? What course you want to get in? What are the subjects you are more interested in?
Right. So for studies, obviously that has to be number one priority. So for me, I'm in more advanced math and then honors language arts too. And I'm pretty up in everything. And I like everything in school. I'm not really sure what classes I want to take in the future yet, but as per right now, I'm doing pretty well in what I am.
Oh, that's great. Such a bright, I must say she's a born intelligent child with her art, with her music, everything. So when we say na ki bacche jo paida hote hain wo kismat lekar aate hain, she is one of those child who is a God blessed child. I must say that. And of course, her hard work and her dedication on her music, that is the utmost important. Share some message to our audience, for the young audience, that they should focus on their passion, their work and everything. Tell us, how should they do that?
So when it comes to school and passion, always put school, that should be a number one priority, or at least one of your number one priorities. And so if you want to pursue both, or if you just want to do something for fun, I would say do your studies first, and if you get them done, then you're always going to have time for something else. And so if you just do what you're supposed to, do what your teachers tell you to, you're going to have time to pursue that other passion.
So you're the passion, pursuing your passion is important, but balancing in your life is always difficult, which she is doing very well because she has a support system with her family, her friends, and everyone. Mira, your recent project 1 a.m. Tell me something about that because the video needs to be done. It's still pending, right? The song is on Spotify already. Tell me about that song.
So 1 a.m. was definitely a very like deep song, something that hits hard. So I started writing that on piano and I was just kind of putting down ideas. And then I realized that sometimes like people need something to cope with, something to relate with, and something that they just know they know that it's gonna be okay, right? So I wrote this song.
Can you sing 2 lines for us again?
Yeah, for sure. So just know you can talk to me anytime. Any time of day, any time of night. Just know you can talk to me, I'll always be there for you. Or at least I'll try to.
That's great. I must say you
Thank
have a
you.
beautiful voice.
Thank you. So when I started writing the song, it was about me, definitely. So I started writing the song and I was thinking of me. And I was thinking of kind of like who is like always there for me, like friend wise, because I have parents that are so supportive, but as per something going on in my life, like a friend. So this one friend came to mind, and so I was thinking of how like me and this one friend are like exactly alike. Like we're so similar in like so many ways. And so I was thinking of how like the first line, what I just sang was just know you can talk to me anytime.
Yes.
And that was like words that we have said to each other. Like, I'm always here for you. You can talk to me. Like, I'm always gonna be like a shoulder for you to cry on, right? And so I was thinking of what's something that's relatable, right? And so I wrote.
Is this because the people take each other for granted?
Kind of, in a way, because I was thinking of how we just need sometimes somebody to listen, right? We don't want the solution, we just want somebody to listen, right? And so I was thinking of this person, right? How they've always been there for me and supported me through everything, right? And so I was thinking of how how sometimes one can feel alone, but there's always somebody there for us. So when I started writing the song, I wanted to write it to convey the message that though it might feel like you're alone, like it's gonna get better and somebody is always there for you. You always have somebody to turn to. You're not alone. Like a lot of people are going through the same thing. And I wanted to really get that message across. Like, you're not alone. There are people out there that are like rooting for you on your side.
This, like these days, I really feel that people have no time for the others, right?
Yeah.
Everybody is there busy in their own world.
Right.
So this is the message you want to give to the audience, that
Right.
we should stand by each other.
Yeah. And one thing that was also very big is that like every individual has struggles of their own, and sometimes like you can't see how somebody else is struggling,
Yeah.
and like sometimes we can't see past that smile of theirs. And so we really need to make an effort to be there for other people, because if we're there for others, then nobody's gonna feel alone, or at least we can try to make sure nobody feels alone, because who wants that, right? So this was about making sure that no one is by themselves and there's always somebody by them. And even though it feels like you're by yourself, like there's somebody that's rooting for you out there.
I'm still wondering, Mira, that how come these things, like even adult woman or a man doesn't keep these things in mind and they're busy in their own world, and you have written in words in your songs. That's really hats off to you. Okay, so like too much talks about your songs, the international projects and everything. Who is your favorite Bollywood actor?
Good question.
Have you seen Bollywood movies?
Yeah, lots of.
That's great.
I think Ranbir Kapoor.
Okay.
Any actor that's name finishes with Kapoor.
Oh, that I'm also Kapoor then.
Yeah. all the amazing actors are Kapoors, right? Yeah, I love all of his movies.
Karishma Kapoor,
Yeah.
Kareena Kapoor. You know everything?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Also Alia Bhatt.
Alia Bhatt.
She's Ranbir Kapoor's wife now, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I love those two actors.
So the Kapoors are famous abroad also.
Yeah, very.
Your favorite movie?
That's a good question. I think recently there was this movie called War that they saw that they like recently came out with earlier this year, I think. And me and my cousins went to go see that movie with our parents, and like we watched it, and it was so good. It was so good. And it was ironic because Ranbir Kapoor and Alia Bhatt had just gotten like engaged, I think, or married.
Now they're married now.
Yeah, and they were like
They
in
have
the same
a
movie.
daughter also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard. Yeah.
What any other good message, any good advice, because you are just 11 right now, and I'm sure there are many people who just come to you and tells you should not do this, that, and they have their own ways of telling things. What is the best advice you have got it from anyone? And who was that person?
I can't remember who it was, but I remember being told to keep going, right? Because sometimes there's going to be some barriers in the way, but I don't remember who it was, but there was this somebody telling me like, you're strong and I know you're going to get through this. And I remember talking to them on the phone, and I was telling them just kind of about like stuff going on in my life, and they were telling me like, Mira, you're strong and I know you're going to get through this. So keep going. So one piece of advice is just keep going.
You already have an impressive career, no doubt in that. In future, what are your plans? Do you have any plans for acting or just in the music industry? Or might be like after a few years you realize that you have to do something else?
So I actually haven't taken too much thought into what I want to do in my future. As per right now, I'm taking it one day at a time. But I really enjoy writing music, thought-provoking music for crowds to relate with and for the audience to just sing along with. And so, as per right now, I'm really enjoying just like putting out music. So one thing I want to keep doing is keep releasing thought-provoking music, keep giving across messages. So that's.
So the last message to our audience.
Happy New Year's.
So no, I just want one more last message from you that might inspire many others, young Indian talents also. We have like a lot of good talents in India also. But you coming from like born and brought up in US and your parents are Indian origin, how the barriers came, the language barrier maybe, or other barriers, your mom never wanted you to sing, something like that, that what should be the goal of an individual or of a youngster or anyone, the message you want to give it to them?
Go for it. Like, do it. There are so many people that would be dying to be in your position.
Yes.
So go for it. Do it scared. Do it tired. Do it hurt. Do it happy. Do it sad. Do it broken. Just do it. Go for it.
Thank you, Mira, for coming to our show, Coffee Unfiltered. This was my 20th episode with you, and I'm grateful that I have an international guest, an international singer who is doing wonders in US, and I'm sure will be worldwide famous just as Diljit Dosanjh too. So thank you all for watching us and showing so much of love and support. Do comment us ki how did you like this episode, and do follow and subscribe her channel also, Mira Babal, and we are there always for you, and wishing you all a very happy New Year 2025. I just wish this year come lot of success and good manifestation for everyone. And my manifestation board will be ticked every time with your love and support. And I wish you all a very happy new year. Bye bye. Take care.